Fellas, what is going on? Welcome back to the Fragrance Returning. Thanks for spending some time with me and watching another video. I appreciate you being here. As always, I got 10 affordable fresh summer fragrances that are going to just get the job done, and that job is smelling great without spending a whole lot of money. So let's jump right into it. The first two are going to be newer to my collection, and I'm excited to tell you about them because they're awesome. The first one is Abercrombie and Fitch Away, guys. And this one blew me away, no pun intended, because for under $20, I was able to pick this one up and have been really enjoying it every single night after work. It's very refreshing in that way. Now, if you're one of those people that you're only really interested in complex, difficult to understand, very niche fragrances, this is not going to be for you. You're going to think this is boring. But if you just like light, easygoing, fresh, woody with a little bit of sweet fragrances in there, you're going to really enjoy this one. This one's got a violet note that I don't typically enjoy, but I really do like the way it comes across here. Now, with all of these, really, the performance is going to be the downside, but that's kind of what happens when you don't pay as much. But a tip is just spray your clothes or spray a little bit heavier, but especially if you spray all over your clothes, you're going to get better performance anytime you have one that has bad performance. Let's get back to this fragrance, though. Cool little cap here. It locks when you have this up, and then when you put this down, it atomizes, and there's a lot of juice that comes out of this. I was surprised. You kind of can drench yourself in this one. And I'm going to spend a little bit more time on it just because it is a newcomer to the channel and I haven't talked about it yet. But for under $20, you get this really sparkly, effervescent type of a smell to it. It is a blue fragrance. It goes on the lighter side of things. It's got this like YEDT effervescence to it. And I was really surprised at the quality of this fragrance for the price. Usually you get the synthetic tinge that comes along with these under $20 fragrances. Not the case here with Abercrombie and Fitch Away. Very pleasantly surprised, and one that's been really relaxing in the evening, very fresh, with a touch of sweetness and a nice woodiness as well. Very uplifting and just perfect for the summer. Recommend this one if you're a big fan of light, watery type fragrances. This is almost like Abercrombie and Fitch's take on Acqua di Gio, except not as green, not as aromatic, more so, I guess, citrus and sparkly, and done more in the youthful type of a way. So really been enjoying that one. That one gets no love, and it's pretty awesome. Next one up we have is another one that I found for under $20 recently, and I've been really enjoying it. It reminds me of a lot more expensive fragrances. This is Kenneth Cole For Him. And I thought this bottle looked really sleek. All it says on there is Kenneth Cole. It doesn't say anything else. It's kind of like this minimalistic design. Cap is not all that great, and the atomizer is very standard, but I think this bottle looks really cool. And I get similarities to Bleu de Chanel Eau de Parfum, and I also get a little bit of L'Homme Le Parfum. So if you're familiar with either of those, pretty reminiscent here and shockingly good for under $20. Once you get that little bit of synthetic harshness die down in the first 5 minutes, it really opens up and it becomes this really modern blue fragrance that is incredible. Very citrusy. It's got some vetiver in the base too that gives it a little bit of maturity and a little bit more class. It's got a bit more of a richness to it than the Abercrombie & Fitch Away, which is very watery and light. This has a little bit more of a thickness to it, but it's not a thick fragrance. Still a very blue fragrance at the end of the day. And really reminds me a lot of Bleu de Chanel Eau de Parfum. And for under $20, this is just fantastic. And I've been really, really enjoying both of those a lot. And if you see either one, it doesn't cost that much. And if you just like to, accumulate these Freshies like I do, they may be worth picking up. But, can't never have too many blue fragrances, right? All right, let's keep it going now with John Varvatos. This is Artisan Pure. This is probably my favorite in the line right now. I wish it performed a little bit better, but don't really care. It can always spray more. And the thing about this one, it's got this tropical appeal while still maintaining the woodiness that you would associate with the John Varvatos line. So if you're familiar with the line, it has this character, this DNA to it that is still retained here, except this one is the freshest of the bunch, and it goes in this beach paradise tropical citrus way, not so much of a sunscreen suntan lotion way, which can come across like coconut, like tropical fragrances can. This one takes a more citrus approach to that while still maintaining the freshness and the overall high quality that you get with these John Varvatos fragrances. So this one is definitely worth picking up. A beautiful scent with Artisan Pure. The next one up we have is from Maison Alhambra. I think this is the only clone. No, it's not the only clone. Maison Alhambra, Porto Neroli. You bet you can guess what this is cloning, right? And I'll tell you what, I did not like this one when I first sprayed it on. When I very first sprayed it on, I smelled it and I was like, man, this just smells like lemon dish soap. Why would I want to smell like lemon dish soap? But this was a case where it took my brain a little bit of time to familiarize myself with this fragrance. And once it became familiarized, the love of this fragrance began. That's where this love story began, as much as you can love a fragrance, which is weird to say. Anyway, it's got this lemon brightness. It's also got a nice white floral nature to it that kind of makes it unisex, but I wouldn't say it's feminine. It really is right on the line of unisex, so it doesn't lean too feminine at all, but you could definitely wear it if you're a lady too. So the thing about this one is it reminds me of Fruit Loops cereal. So if you know the main man, Toucan Sam, you know, everybody's favorite bird, everybody's favorite tropical bird as a kid, eating that sugary crap. I mean, goodness. Every morning, you know, I always loved Fruit Loops, and for some reason, that's what this reminds me of. So if you're got that nostalgia, that may remind you of this too, or sometimes, you know, maybe our brain just makes these random connections that other people don't get, but I'm not alone. In Reddit subreddits, I've talked to a couple of people and they get the same thing, so I'm not going crazy over here smelling all these fragrances, losing brain cells. All right, that's not what's happening. I actually get a Fruit Loops vibe from this, but other than that, lemony, clean woods, really clean, uplifting. You know, this is a summer fragrance list, so I can just say that for every single one, right? But lemony with nice, clean Neroli woods and very high quality, emulates the Tom Ford, very close, like 90%, and really stunning quality for the price that you pay with that. Next one up we have is such a unique one. Another Alberto Marias masterpiece, Bulgari BLV, another one people don't really talk about too much, and it's a very, very good fragrance, guys. This is a powdery fragrance, and it's quite unique. Like, it's hard to even compare this to something else. It's kind of got this tea vibe without going too herbaceous. It's got the green leaf notes, I guess, and also it's got some florals in there. But the closest thing I can compare it to is Prada L'Homme, but not done in an iris way, just the similar soapiness and the similar powderiness that you get. This is kind of a cousin of that, but doesn't smell exactly the same. Kind of hard to describe because of the uniqueness, but soapy, powdery, a little bit floral, very high quality, and smells pretty upscale, pretty luxurious, and really beautiful bottle here too. BLV, really a hidden gem, one that kind of flies under the radar, but definitely deserves some love. Next one we have is Lacoste Essential, guys. This is a cool little green fragrance that came in the mid-2000s, came out in the mid-2000s, but still really good, really fresh, and doesn't go overly heavy on the aromatics. Sometimes the aromatics can kind of take over and be a little bit too much and give it a little bit too much of a maturity, but that's not the case here. Really easygoing, fresh, works in the high heat. You can wear this at the gym. You could wear this anywhere, and it's got a cool little tomato leaf note, which you don't really get in a lot of different fragrances. So it's always cool to have a little unique twist and something that separates one fragrance from the rest to avoid redundancy. So it's cool to have a nice little tomato leaf fragrance in the form of Lacoste Essential. Really been enjoying that one. Next one up we have is another kind of leaning unisex fragrance. This is CK All, a white floral that is just beautiful combined with a lot of citrus. So those are the main two things that you're going to get. Another one that I like to wear after work when I just want something chill at home. I don't want something too overpowering, too hard to understand, just something I can relax and enjoy, fresh, and feel good in after a long day, right? This is going to be another one kind of like the Abercrombie that I like to wear in those situations. And if you're a fan of white florals, this is worth buying. It's super cheap. You can get this 100 ml for under 20 bucks or right at 20 bucks, and you'll get some use out of it. You can overspray the hell out of all these affordable fragrances, which is kind of why they're fun. You don't ever feel guilty about using them, and it kind of adds value in that way. So definitely doesn't smell too synthetic or too cheap. It's just very appealing white floral citrus. All right, next one up is a special one. Missoni Wave. And I'm not going to rant too much about this because I've talked about it so much, and you probably heard other people talk about it. You probably know about it. Similar to Versace Pour Homme and Chanel Allure Sport, but goes a little bit more of an aquatic direction, and probably the best performer out of any of these that I mentioned so far. So, and cool magnetic cap here. So the unfortunate thing about this one is the hype has kind of been let out, and now a lot of people have bought this fragrance, and now it's kind of getting hard to find. I haven't checked in a while, but last time I checked, it was really elevated in price. It was like $60 plus that they're asking for this, and at one point, this fragrance was like a $30-ish fragrance. So it's really gone up a lot because of the demand and because of there's not as much supply because people keep buying it. But I think if you wait around, it'll come back down, and it kind of saddens me to have to tell you about this one and knowing that you can't get it for a good price because this one is so good. But I don't want you guys to, get a bad deal and overpay. And there'll probably be some other fragrance clones coming out that clone Chanel Allure Sport, kind of like this one does. I know Maison Alhambra has a new one that I haven't tried, but that one could be potentially good just based on the other Maison Alhambras that I've tried that I've enjoyed. Quality seems to be there lately with those. But next time you stumble across this one at an affordable price and you like Versace Pour Homme or the Chanel and you want like a more aquatic take on that with some good performance, Missoni Wave is blind buy worthy and one that I would recommend to everybody. And yeah, just a stunner. Next we have two more. Let's go. Mont Blanc Starwalker, guys. This is Mont Blanc's take on Versace Mano Fresh. Again, going back to the watery, very airy, very light type of a smell. But the cool thing about this one is it's got a bamboo note. And this is my second bottle already. And I go pretty hard on the spray on this one because I don't get super good performance. But you get a little bit of aromatics too. Some nice uplifting type freshness, but nothing overly complex. A little bit of citrus too, but again, very easygoing, good for afterward, good for just chilling, good for going to sleep before bed. I think that's what they originally made this for. So Starwalker, if you like Versace Mano Fresh or Aqua de Jo or Burberry Brit Splash, these watery, easy to understand, easy to wear fragrances, Starwalker falls right in that category. Last one up is going to be from the house of Hollister. Now, don't let this juice level fool you. I have another bottle of this smaller one that I'm pretty much already through. So this is kind of technically my second bottle of this. And really underrated stuff, guys. It's got this tropical vibe to it. It kind of smells like Invictus Aqua, but it's got more of a creaminess to it. And it got this like synthetic banana tropical creaminess to it. So really stunning. Probably my favorite Hollister right now. I think Hollister Festival Night is a really good ginger fragrance too, but as far as like beachy, tropical, Invictus Aqua sweetness type fragrances, this is the way to go. And really appealing for the price. Again, overspray it, enjoy it. A little bit youthful, but never a bad time to feel like you're at the beach or you're on vacation, right? And that's what you get with Hollister Wave 2. That's it for today. Hope you enjoyed. As always, appreciate you being here. We're going to keep these coming. Let me know what is an affordable summer fragrance that you've been wearing, that you've been enjoying. I'd love to hear about it. And I'll see you next time at the Fragrance Fraternity. God willing, take care. May you wear all your fragrances in good health and be feeling great out there, people. Can't wait to give you some more awesome recommendations coming up in the future. Take care, everybody. Peace out. Have a good one, guys.